April Little Miami board meeting. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Grice,
Here.
Mr. Siebert,
Here.
Mr. Hamlin,
Here.
Mr. Nemish,
Here.
Ms. Horvath.
Here.
Thank you.
We're not going to do the pledge, right?
No.
Okay. I need a motion to adopt the agenda as listed.
I'll move.
Tony,
I'll second.
Wayne. Need a roll call, please.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath.
Yes.
Thank you.
I need a motion to accept the reading of the minutes for the last board meeting, which was March 24th, 2020.
I'll move.
Diane,
I'll second.
Martin. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Ms. Grice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Do we have any informational presentations?
Yes, I just wanted to give the board a couple of updates here. On the construction side, our turf and track replacement project is been moved up several weeks as a result of our being closed for the rest of the year on our school facilities. And you should begin to see some activity in the stadium and on that track next week. Our HVAC replacement upgrade of the original 2000 portion of the high school, that's also been moved up. You might recall that we were going to need to shut the building completely down for about 8 to 10 weeks this summer. So we're going to be able to get a head start on that and perhaps get through that sooner than what we had originally anticipated. You'll see that over on the pre-K 1 site, the construction fencing came in and that's been put up. They just completed that today. And the construction fencing for the high school and junior high addition has been delivered to those sites, and you'll be seeing that going up here very shortly. And then where the graduation ceremony for our class of 2020 is concerned, we're proceeding to create a virtual graduation framework. Melinda has been working with the high school counselors and the high school administration. We're going to be videoing what would typically have been student and staff speeches. And they've also been working to do an individual portrait recognition of every one of our 357 graduates. And that's scheduled to run on the original graduation date of May the 17th. So that's where we are, and that's my update at this point, and that's all I have. Any questions for me?
But I rode by the intermediate building. That's amazing what they've done, isn't it?
Yeah, they're really moving right along on that.
Yeah, looks good. All right, I guess now we're ready for treasurer's reports and recommendations.
There we are, and that's my update at this point, and that's all I have. Any questions for me?
But I rode by the intermediate building.
Can you guys hear that?
What they've done, isn't it?
Yeah, they're really
Delayed, I think.
Yeah.
All right, under item C, number 1, I asked for the board's approval of the monthly March ending bank reconciliation and attached financial reports.
Need a motion.
I'll move. Second.
So Tony and who?
It was Mr. Seibert.
Okay, Wayne. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, under item 2, under contracts, ask the board's approval for the contract as listed with Geotechnologies.
I need a motion.
I'll move.
Diane,
I'll second.
Tony, any discussion?
Yes, this is a contract for the projects for the high school, the junior high, and the new elementary school. Geotechnology Incorporated will do the concrete testing, asphalt, masonry testing, soil testing, et cetera, like they've done for the intermediate. It's the same company, same firm that we've used. So they are familiar with us and our construction partners on this job.
All right, any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin.
Yes.
Thank you.
All
That's all
right.
I have. Thank you.
I think it's the superintendent's reports and recommendations.
Yes, thank you. I'd ask the board's approval for all items listed under the first set of personnel items there.
I'll move.
Tony,
I'll second.
Diane, discussion?
You'll see that that we're in the process of filling vacancies. We've been actively interviewing candidates via Zoom. It's a whole new way of interviewing prospective candidates. And those are the certified personnel that you see there are all new hires. There's one other area I'd like to point out, and that is a longtime high school building aide, Mark Short, is submitted his paperwork for retirement. Mark's been in the district many, many years. He's done a great job up at the high school. Actually was our girls basketball coach when we went to state semifinals, and we will miss him. But I'm sure he's young enough that he's got some other plans, some other things he wants to go do. So ask the board's approval for those items.
I need a roll call, please.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shorty's been around for a long time.
Mhm.
He will be missed. All right, I need a
next-
motion, to accept the personnel under number 2.
Right.
Sorry.
This is it's an extension of our current online program. Last month, the board approved a credit recovery vendor to help high school students gain credits. And this is an extended time summer school rate that we're asking for our media specialists at the high school to be able to facilitate and support those students that are enrolled in that.
I'll move.
Okay, Tony,
I'll second.
Diane, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
I abstain.
abstain. Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd ask the board's approval for the handbooks that are listed there. There's one correction on the junior high handbook. They had a 2019-20 framework that Mrs. Grice pointed out, and they'll make that correction.
Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Wayne,
I'll second.
thank you, Martin. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Ms. Grice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd ask the board's approval for resolution 20-007. This is our membership in the Ohio High School Athletic Association every year annually to belong. We ask our board to pass this resolution.
Need a motion.
I'll move.
Tony,
I'll second.
Diane? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ask the board's approval for resolution 20-008, a resolution to authorize paper test administration of the state of Ohio third grade language, arts, and mathematics tests.
So moved.
Wayne,
I'll second.
Tony, discussion?
This is an annual resolution that we're required to pass if we wish to give a paper test administration of these state assessments. They went to computer a few years ago. We really feel at the third grade age, as far as individual students' dexterity with computers and keyboards, that our students are better served to take these tests on paper.
So that would be, it would be more like a Scantron type test, like a test booklet with a Scantron, Mr. Bauer?
Yeah, the old kind where they, if it's a selection, they bubble in, or they actually write their work and they show their work.
Okay, any other discussion?
Yeah, hold on 1 second here before we take the roll call. For some reason, I'm clicking on the resolution, but it's taking me back to prior resolutions. I'm not sure why. We have to write this one down on paper.
Okay, you ready?
Who was the motion?
I
First and
think it was
second.
Wayne and Tony, right?
Yeah.
Wayne, Tony. All right.
Roll call,
Okay.
please.
Mrs. Grace,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert.
Yes.
Thank you.
I would ask the board's approval for Resolution 20-009, authorizing continued school operations during amended Senate Bill, our House Bill, Substitute House Bill 197, COVID-19.
Need a motion, please.
I'll move.
Martin,
I'll second.
Diane? Any discussion?
This resolution basically goes back and sanctions what we have done thus far as a result of, at the direction of the state. And it sanctions our remote learning framework, our different grading frameworks, graduation requirements. There were elements that were in that House Bill 197 that were not part of board policy. And this basically aligns all of that so that we can proceed forward with that as a district.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And on my next item, it's my pleasure to recommend to the board a request to approve the list of all of our class of 2020 graduates.
I need a motion, please.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Looks like a big list.
There are 357 graduates on that list. That's one of our, I think that is probably our largest class that we've ever had.
Wow.
Pretty soon we'll be having 400, right?
Yes, we have some classes coming up that are over 400.
Wow. All right, I need roll call, please.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the last item I have is asking the board's approval for Little Miami Local Schools GMP number 4. It's the 4th amendment of our construction contract with Skanska. As we have gotten more bids in and the bids have been awarded, should be probably the last amendment that comes to that, because this incorporates our pre-K1 building.
That thing was huge.
Yes.
I need a motion, please.
I'll move.
Tony? Oh, come on, you guys.
I'll second.
Thank you,
I'll
Wayne. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, and I just lost my, hold on. I just lost my, oh, here it is. All right. There's no Warren County Career Center report. Sorry. We're also doing the same thing as you're doing here. We're doing the online or, yeah. Also, next board meeting is, when is our next board meeting?
Tuesday, May 26th.
May
at 7
26th, yeah.
o'clock.
May 26th?
Yes.
Any board member comments? And no board reports, so I need a motion to adjourn, I guess.
I would
I'll
just like, if I may, to make a comment about the ongoing daily changes that we see coming out of Columbus.
Yeah.
There's a growing level of frustration up in Columbus with the state legislature and the executive branch around all of the COVID-19 circumstances that we've been dealing with. And I think when I listened to the governor's press conference today, I really began to see where that's starting to impact the decisions that are being made. One day we come out, we say one thing, and then another day we come out, a few days later, we say another thing. And then another branch of the government, of the executive branch, will put something out like ODE has done recently. And then the governor will Monday morning quarterback that. So down here at the local level, we really strongly believe in local control. However, there's a lot that we locally don't have control of right now. But it would really be nice if everybody up in Columbus would get on the same page. And it just makes trying to do business and to support students and staff that much more difficult when one day you hear one thing and another day you hear another. So I know that's frustrating to people in our community, our parents and students in particular, and it's becoming increasingly frustrating to our staff and the school districts as well. So I thank you for the opportunity to vent that.
I know coming from the board that we would like to thank all the teachers and administrators and staff for everything that they're doing, because I know this is like, they're not only being teachers and staff, but they're doing a lot of other things too. And the board really appreciates this. And I know this, teacher appreciation is coming up.
Next week.
Yes. So it is what it is, but we do appreciate what they're doing and all the sacrifices and things that they're doing. Because I know that they're trying to teach and they've got kids at home and it's not easy.
Yeah, it's very challenging, but our staff has done a great job. They've really stepped up, and as they always do, and the community has as well.
Right.
Yeah, just
right.
really quickly, in addition to the staff has done all kinds of remarkable things, and parents have come up with so many creative ideas related to decorating front entrances and sharing baskets with each other. And these little things are making a huge difference in terms of people's morale. So thank you for taking the time and making the effort to do those kinds of things.
All right, anything else? Now I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Tony,
I'll second.
Diane, roll call, please.
Ms. Grice,
Yes.
Mr. Siebert,
Yes.
Mr. Hamlin,
Yes.
Mr. Nemish,
Yes.
Ms. Horvath.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
All
See
righty.
you later.
Good night.
Thanks,